Good morning. My name is Frank Dunn, and I interviewed a lady named Kristen Kelch, which she works at the Volunteers of America Mid States here in Johnson City, Tennessee. Now, Kristen is. I first asked her what her credentials were, and she said that she was a LMSW, which stands for Licensed Master Social Worker, which is exactly what I want to be when I get my when I finish school here at ETSU. And she attended ETSU also in the BSW program and the master's program. She informed me that she gave me a little bit of background about Volunteers of America, and it was originally established. They established one of the nation's first system of halfway houses that helped persons that had just been released from prison, which I found that was very interesting. The office was downtown Johnson City, and it looked like it had been well taken care of. It was 2 blocks up from the Good Samaritan, which also helps homeless people here in Johnson City. And actually, they help them in the Tri Cities area. When I walked in, the receptionist actually gave me brochures that explained the services that the agency offers and what populations they served. And the Volunteers of America here in Johnson City work primarily, excuse me, with veterans, since we do have a VA administration, a medical center here in Johnson City. So one of my first questions, learning that they worked with veterans, was what programs that they had help fill the gaps that the VA umbrella here does not help with. And she said that there were primarily 2 programs that they used here in Johnson City. One was the Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program, and the other one was the Supportive Services for Veterans and Families programs. The Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program actually assists veterans in finding gainful employment in the community, and they help with transportation to and from jobs, providing vouchers to help for vehicle or help fix and maintain a vehicle. And then and then the Supportive Services for Veterans Family program, they help find temporary homes for veterans and their families. And through this program, they also help buy food, clothing, and cleaning supplies needed to clean their home until a family can be self-sustaining. And she went on after that. I asked her what she actually did at the program, as far as how did they get homeless people educated to know to come in there. And they actually have a couple of people there that go out into the community and seek out homeless people, veterans, but they don't know that they're veterans until they approach them. And there's several camps around here in Johnson City, and they just walk around town, mainly at the some of the places that provide free meals, such as the Melting Pot, and they hand out brochures there. And there's a few camps that they have that the Volunteers of America know where they're at, and they go through them probably, she said, at least twice a month, and hand out brochures stating where they were and the services that they may be eligible for. So then, once that they come in, their their names are taken, and they do a brief interview just to see what services they are eligible for. So then once that they find out that they're eligible for benefits, they they're told to come back normally they're told to come back in 2 days, because she said within 2 days they will already have done a background check. She said the reason that they do background checks is because some of the veterans that are homeless, they do receive benefits through the VA, but they just prefer to be not be tried to put in a home, or do not want their services, or they take their services, but then they take the money that they get from it and use it on other things. So I asked her what a typical day for her would be, and she said that a typical day that is usually she is following up on clients, doing home visits to ensure that their needs are being met, and she normally makes at least 2 house visits per day to see if housing is being kept up to standards and the vouchers for cleaning supplies are being used for cleaning supplies, and if some type of counseling or program, they check to see how the client is progressing through the programs. And they're always in search of different companies to employ veterans, to have jobs lined up for potential veterans that come into the program needing employment. So then I asked another question that I asked, and this is just primarily because of working with veterans. I asked what were some of the challenges that the social worker would face in her daily job, and she said that one of the more demanding challenges that she faced was when veterans come into the office, they think that they deserve every program that the organization offers just because they're a veteran. And then when they find out that they have to meet certain criteria in order to receive benefits, she said they often resort to violent behavior. And if the veteran is receiving housing allowance from the VA, they cannot receive it from the Volunteers of America, because it's called what she calls double dipping, and they know it, but they try to get away with it anyway. That's why they have a vetting machine before they do it, that they talk to other organizations in the Tri-Cities area and the VA to make sure that they're not doing that. So they do background checks when needed, and they're pretty. She said that they were pretty easy going with their benefits, as far as one of the main criterias to get to be eligible is just to not have you can have any type of discharge except for a dishonorable discharge. Any other type of discharge and you have to do at least I think 2 years active duty and be discharged in anything except for a dishonorable discharge. Well, then they do background checks, and if you have a felony conviction, then that hurts you in some of the benefits that they offer. So then with that was pretty much the interview, but I'd like to reflect that I think that at going through the social work program at ETSU, when I first started, my priorities were that I was going to get my MSW and actually work toward getting my LMSW and become employed at the VA. But if there came an opening here at the Volunteers of America after I do get my master's, this would be an agency that I would love to work at. The atmosphere there is very nice, and the staff seemed really great. I noticed even when veterans come in, they were treated with dignity. They weren't looked down upon. The receptionist treated everyone the same. There was a interview took place while I was there in the next room over, and as I was leaving, there was another lady coming in that was a veteran's spouse that was there just bringing paperwork in for assistance, and I liked it very much. Thank you very much.